Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And people, you can't knock me off my vibe today. With the weather looking like it does, with the campus looking like it does, with the Louisville energy feeling like it feels, you can't knock me off my vibe today. Almost. Steve Rummage and Tennessee Brian all in the booth.
I'm glad to hear you're in a better mood today. And it's same down here, man. Another beautiful day outside.
Mood management, Steve. Mood management. Not necessarily a better mood, but I am learning to deal with my issues internally a little better.
I like that. That's a good way of putting it. And then tomorrow, or actually today, we have some Louisville basketball tournament, postseason basketball with the women as they go out. They're going to get Wake Forest today.
Oh, my God, Steve. My heart just sank. Listening to you just now. I thought you were going to make our pregame joke that I usually make with you. And being that you sold stock on a certain team yesterday,
I did.
I thought you were going to say Louisville's going to get wasted.
Oh, no. Listen, I sold stock on a national championship.
Okay, right.
Yeah, listen, I still think they're going to play well. I think they're going to win this ACC tournament. I think they're going to play into the into the Elite Eight Final Four. So
yeah. Like I said, listen, and just so we're clear, people, that's what I do with Steve. We're getting ready for a show, getting ready for games.
Oh
I say we're going to get wasted before. Yeah, right.
Or before after every post or pregame show, my phone rings. It's like we're going to get killed.
That's almost become my good luck charm now.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
Not too much. I'm just ready for game day tomorrow. I mean, the Virginia game, I said it yesterday. It's always a game that I kind of get excited for. It was always a tough one for Pitino, but and it's one of those things where I actually feel like Mac plays Virginia a little bit better than Pitino did. In some circumstances, it could just be because we've had better luck against them the past couple of years.
Right.
But it's always a big game.
Right.
It's always two of the best teams in the ACC.
Is it similar pack line D styles?
I think it could be just that Mac is used to playing against that type of style or coaching that type of style, so he has a little bit better feel for it. But to me, it's always two of the best teams in the ACC, and it's the perfect way to cap off the regular season right before we go into the ACC tournament tomorrow. And after I leave here, I'll be tuning into the women's game on my phone, like you guys said. So I'm excited for that as they start their national championship run.
Definitely. Okay. I
hear you. Sorry, Brian.
I'm gonna want you to get your I want to get Mike Lindsay's Know the Foe, because at the end of the show we're gonna dunk out of here a little bit quick because I'm gonna have to get to my
TV. $100 fine if you swear to somebody on the phone in Virginia.
I did hear that. But yeah, I want to play at the end of the show and people, I'll just be honest. I'm gonna get out of here a couple minutes early because I want to be comfortable and in front of my TV to watch my women play. And I don't care what you say. I don't care how mad you get. Again, I've had to manage my frustration. Speaking of frustration, Steve, just to give you an update, just to give everybody an update, we are now up to a studio bottle count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bottles, either half drink or slightly drank from, sitting right in front of me right now. So just to give the daily update for the studio bottle count, we're up to 5, Steve.
You can never have too much water.
Yes, especially half drink water, Steve. Speaking of mood management. Okay, you know the bottles pissed me off this morning, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't hear it coming through my voice, when the show started. You want to know? Right. You want to know why, Steve?
I'm listening.
Because you and I, again, this is just another toot our own horns about our appreciation levels for the things we get.
Sure,
Steve. When you come back to this studio,
oh man,
you are going to write you are going to handwrite a thank you letter to Tyler Mountain Water. Repeat.
Oh man,
Tyler Mountain Water. Steve,
what did we get?
We have a new water dispenser /filter/ automatic filler to the line. It is awesome. Steve, this is what happened.
Can't wait.
This is what happened. I went and got my 2 bottled, Tyler Mountain. I didn't even bring my fruit because I've been depressed about, not being able to go to the hot water machine and just, squeeze my lemon in. So, a couple of days I'm just like, because here's the thing. You couldn't get just hot water.
And you ran up on a bad batch of limes.
Listen, but the other limes weren't bad. So it was just one lime. That was terrible.
Fair enough.
It was one lime, but I cut it in half. So that was 2 days worth of bad batch of lime. So I went around the corner. I'm just like, okay, not going to get the hot water. So don't worry about bringing my fruit today, whatever. And I was going to tough it out until they got the machine. But I went around the corner, not even really paying attention. And I saw a machine over there, right? And I was like, are they fixing? It looked like a new machine, but it looked like they were probably fixing the old one or something, right?
Right.
And I don't have the best eyesight, and I'm kind of looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that looks new, right? So I get up close. I get up close to it, and it's like electronic hieroglyphics, Steve. I mean,
oh man,
listen, it has the little fire emoji lit up, for the hot water, has the snow for the cold water emoji on it. It has the, do you want your cup, low, medium filled, high filled? And then I was like, then it has the little water drop right in the middle. It's all touch screen. And I'm like, beep, beep, beep.
All right, let me ask you the real juicy, sexy question here.
I'm listening.
Can you put a big bottle underneath it? Like, where's the flow come out?
You mean it's higher than our old one?
Okay,
but maybe about 1.5 inches higher than the old one.
Okay, all right.
It's spacious.
Okay.
You know what? You could, okay, what do you ask me? Like, when you say a bottle, you mean like a big thermos or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, now that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah. Put it this way. It's kind of more of an open floor plan on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like you know how you kind of got locked underneath the space,
Yep.
You only had a certain amount of space. It's kind of an open floor plan. So even if you held it diagonal, like you can get to the spout, with any size, but like I can hold a gallon jug up to it. And
yeah, see, that's what I was saying. The last one, sometimes you kind of get locked under there. It was like, oh man, and you could only fill your water up so far if your your cup was too big. So no, that sounds good, man.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So we are back in action with the Tyler Mountain Water Dispenser. What did you think about it, Brian, when you saw it?
Hey,
you know what Brian said?
The other one sooner,
Did you hear what he said, Steve? I'm sorry, I cut you. I'll say that again, Brian.
Said I thought we should have broke the other one sooner. Not that the other one was bad, but this one's just like, this is the luxury. This is kind of like the penthouse suite at the hotel.
This is definitely the upgraded version. Okay, so Steve, we can talk your anxiety conversation.
Okay.
There's a conversation that I heard Drew Diener, and listen, I'm not one to just jump into the sanction conversation, but there was a little bit of, there's a little bit of talk in that one that we might have to, stumble over a little later on.
Always a nice go-to.
Coach Davenport,
Friday morning.
Listen, Coach Davenport. I would first of all, congratulations on a great season, Coach.
Huge congrats.
But here's the thing: if you're listening right now, Coach, I want you to know that I had my congratulations, great season text typed out to you last night. I was listening to you in the post game, and my empathy said the last thing you want to read right now is congratulations on a good season.
I'm so proud of you because one of the guys. Who do I hate the most? Well, not hate, but
my bad guy.
My bad guy, and rival fan. I mean, but you. I mean, I know it was a good game. I mean, y'all be good. Like, no, I don't want to hear that after y'all beat me. I don't need to hear that. I mean, I really like that Jones kid.
Yeah.
Y'all
like,
didn't beat that kid, but
like the the commentators, the guys who did the radio, I can't think of the name right off the bat. I'm sorry, guys. They were doing their best to, hey, coach.
Doug Orme.
Yes. They were doing their best to say, coach, I mean, we're proud of you. It was a good season. And I could just feel Coach Davenport just like, not right now, fellas. I mean, on the inside, on the outside, he was saying, it was a really tough loss. And he was in basketball. I want to talk about the game, what just happened. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about why we lost. I want to fix the problem.
He knows it's a good season. He
will know, he will know.
They should do that. I mean, that's their job. But I'm saying, as far as you texting him, he knows it's a good season. Like, I don't need to. Right. I don't need to have I don't need to hear that right now. Like, hey man, hey, they really ripped you off on the Coach of the Year.
I know, Steve. So you know exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, there's nothing I can say to him right now. And I've experienced losses with him. You know what I'm saying? And I know we all feel the same. It's like, dude, don't text me. I mean, I know it's nice to text somebody after, tough loss. And it's like, dude, I just don't want to read this stuff right now.
And then even to say, like, I mean, y'all are going to be, he knows. He knows. He could have won it this year.
You're right.
So, like, yes.
I don't want to hear about next year. I'm still in this year.
Over the next couple years, I'm probably going to run the A-Sun. I know this. I don't need it. Yes, thank you. Let me. Can I have 24 hours to process my? And
so you think I made the right call?
Yeah, because the one thing also we know about Coach Davenport, man, is it's not lip service. He loves his players.
Right.
He loves his players. And he's got, and I know the rules and different things, but his first thing is going to be, okay, let's talk to these kids, man. Like, so knowing Coach Davenport like we do, man, I mean, obviously I don't know him as well as you, but that was the first thing on his mind. So not from you, like from other people, sure, but like you got to know better. Like Marcus Maven,
I know.
So you did well. You did well.
Okay. So Coach G, if you're sitting there wondering, looking at your phone, I can't believe Marcus didn't hit me up. Coach, I thought about you, but I'm saying I'm gonna let you breathe. And listen, if you feel better, do call in. I'd like to pick your brain for a couple of seconds, a couple minutes today. But listen, if you're still in Davenport savage mode, we'll do it another time.
He's sitting in a room on fire right now, just like drinking coffee.
No, oh God. No, and here's the thing, Steve. The hardest thing for me to do at the end of seasons, at losses, well, all my seasons ended in losses, but the hardest thing to do, Steve,
really about a week from now.
The hardest thing to do, Steve, was to not play basketball that next day.
Man, you know what's funny about
the hardest thing to do.
We lost that. We lost in the regional tournament, and when local, I mean, especially in Kentucky, the Sweet 16. Anybody that grew up here, regional tournaments are. I mean, that's one step away from state, man. You know what I mean? Like that's your mindset. Only 16 teams get to make the state tournament in Kentucky. So, it was when you lose those games and you're like, the season's over. I don't know one day, even when we were seniors, that we weren't playing ball the next day. Like I just got to go up to the gym and shoot or something. Just because it's like it's hard to process. I mean, and truthfully, man, you eat, and I can only imagine at the D1 level. But you eat, sleep, and breathe this sport. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And then it's just sports is the cruelest thing on planet Earth sometimes because it can end just so abruptly. It can just that heave, boom, season over. I mean, even imagine you're Kentucky or somebody, you're 38-0. You go into this game, and 2 hours later, you're like, oh my God, it's over. It's over. Like sports really is. I may have to come up with a patent on that, but it really is one of the cruelest things because it can just. I mean, Bellarmine, look, if you're a Bellarmine fan, and I'm just saying this for the radio, so I hope Coach D's got his ears plugged. They didn't think they were losing last night.
No, not a
No,
chance.
I didn't think they were losing. I thought no chance.
Listen, I forgot to buy stock, Steve, yesterday. I had it in my mind that I was going to buy, after that tough loss at the end of the season loss, I thought they were going to be loaded up to storm through the ASUN tourney just to make a point.
I hope that didn't come off disrespectful towards Coach Davenport, because I did not mean it that way whatsoever. But you
listen to him. He didn't think they were going to lose, Steve.
That was kind of my point. I know he's a coach, and I know it's but it's just, man. And then 2 hours later, you're looking at these players, and you're like, "We're done, fellas." I mean, in your mindset, you were like, "Okay, these players couldn't fathom at 9:30 last night they were done." I guarantee you they couldn't fathom that. Like, no, we're gonna, okay, they're already thinking, okay, tomorrow we got film, we've got breakfast, we've got and then we play it this time, No,
it's just like, and here's the other torture thing. Like me bringing up that point about the toughest day is the day after you lose not to play. I used to try to make a deal with myself, almost try to scare myself into saying, Marcus, if you don't take 10 days off, you're going to go insane. You know what I'm saying? You're literally going to go insane. So you need to do anything. Go fall in love. Go do anything to keep you away from a basketball court, because there's no way you're going to function right. Your brain's not going to be right, because you've been doing this all 355 other days. Take 10 days off. But here's the problem, Steve. That guy battles this guy. The guy who goes to the gym the next day and misses a couple of shots and says, "That's why y'all lost." Right? So now when I get back in the gym, I'm thinking about the 10 days that I took off, that I screwed up my life. You know what I'm saying? Those 10 days, somebody was getting better than you. Now you're going to suck. And so I spend the rest of my season scared that those 10 days are going to cost me my position, cost me my scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, these dudes aren't wired right to begin with.
So wait. Listen. So you telling me you took 10 days off after every season?
No, but the days I did take off, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, because I almost stopped being friend and became a fan for a moment. You telling me you took 10 days off?
Right. No, listen, the plan was always to take 10 off. But
do you know the hell I was going through? when my seven seeded babies were getting beat, and you took 10 days off.
No. Okay, so I'm glad you even mentioned that, just to clean it up. I would say 10 days, and it would probably be 4. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. 72 hours now. I'm just walking by the gym, and I'm look, you're doing the basketball thing where you got your book bag on and you got a basketball, but you're not gonna go play, but you're gonna just get in the gym and smell the gym, and just kind of jog around a little bit, just kind of get your juices going a little bit. But I'm not gonna play. Come on, maybe let's play some pickup. No, I got my recovery. But by day 4, it's man.
It's an odd. I know it's 10:25, so I won't go too far.
I mean, it's a feel good Friday, Steve. What do you mean? That you think people are enjoying this conversation?
No. I think they love it. And here's where I'm going to turn it into real quick, though. Going back to the cruelness of March, because I do think March, man, is just. I think college basketball beats every. It really does.
In cruelty.
Man. I mean. In cruelty, because it's just Louisville lines up against. I mean, I'm using Moorhead, but just of course, I was like, y'all screwed us. Going into the game, I was like, it's bull crap right here. But okay, let me go. Minnesota. Minnesota's perfect. Marcus, I had and I'm going somewhere with this too, kind of in the conversation I was talking to you about, but I had no. In my brain, I had already planned out where I was watching Louisville play Michigan State on Saturday. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I had already planned it out. in my brain, it was like, okay, let's go get this dub. Michigan State's going to be tough. Like, that was where I was at. And it was like, I never even processed Minnesota might beat you, because I watched Minnesota and I said, that team can't beat us. Like they don't shoot it well. They don't, underneath Oshefu's not better, or I think it was Oshefu's not better than Steve and Malik,
Steven Enoch and Malik Williams.
Yeah, and it was just like 2 hours into the tournament, it was over. And you're like, wait a minute, we're done. And the tournament is the toughest to process. And that's why I think, and this is where I want to ask you, actually, I've said something to you. I want to say something to Brian Hall too. And anybody listening, obviously, phone lines
are open 8150-939, 3831-939 is a text line, and the YouTube channel is running made for the bill.
I feel awkward this year. And I'll tell you why. I'm excited for the tournament. I really am. I'm excited for March. This weather and the gods, the sports gods, the weather gods, so whatever you believe in, is putting it out there perfectly with the weather. And it's just like, man, it feels like tournament time's coming. And I'm excited for that. And everything's good. And you wait for conference tournament week and selection Sunday, and the nerves are always there because you're praying. I mean, I remember the year in 2015. I remember getting on my knees and praying when they put up Villanova #1 seed, #2 seed. I can't remember who it was, and they're getting to the 4 seed, and I'm like, God, please. If we're a 4 seed here, we're going to make the Final Four, and we made an Elite 8 and should have made a Final Four. But it was like the anxiety was there. Here's where I'm struggling this year. I'm excited, but my anxiety is just not there. And I'm saying in a good way, like not terrible stuff, but just that turn, like for Selection Sunday. And you kind of hit it the other day when you were talking about Illinois, and you're like, nah, give them to me. I'm kind of there. I'm like, I really don't care what draw we get.
I think I changed that. I think I got a new first round opponent, ideal opponent, and we're going to talk about that on the other half of the hour. Quick commercial break, middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Lang. When Matthew McConaughey plays you in a movie, as he did me in 2005's Two for the Money, you have to maintain a certain image. That's hard to do when you're going bald. I needed to do something, and it needed to be done fast. Parsley Waldman's Hair Center came to the rescue. Louisville and the Midwest Premier Hair Treatment Center not only gave me my hair back, but my self-confidence as well. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can start your journey back to a full head of hair today. I can tell you firsthand, from the minute you walk in the door to the time you leave, you are treated as if you were in a 5-star hotel. And now that it's been a year since my surgery, I look back at pictures from a couple years ago. I don't even look like the same person. The procedure was an amazing success, and it has totally reframed my face. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out not only how affordable it is, but how you can get your hair back today. Visit hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com, and tell them Brandon Lang sent you.
Love getting prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh? Then shop at Kroger. We give you more ways to save on the fresh you love with tools like the Kroger app, where you can find personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, giving you prices that are lower than the everyday low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Make your life better with a new job at UPS. Join Team Louisville as a warehouse worker and be part of an industry-leading organization that believes in promoting from within. Earn $14.50 per hour plus a $300 weekly bonus for some shifts. And you might even be eligible for a program that helps you graduate college debt-free. Enjoy an active job with big-time growth opportunities at UPS. Search and apply now at upsjobs.com/Louisville. That's upsjobs.com/Louisville. UFC 259 is this weekend, and DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, is putting you in the center of the title fight. Pick either main event fighter to land a punch during this weekend's UFC 259 bout, and DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 100-1 odds. Just bet $1 on either fighter to land a punch. And if that happens, you will cash $100. Don't worry if MMA isn't for you. DraftKings Sportsbook offers great odds and promotions on basketball, hockey, and so much more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WLCL when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if either main event fighter lands a punch on Saturday. That's code WLCL for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Are you shopping for a diamond ring? Did you know that the Princess Cushion Oval and Radiant Cut diamonds cost 20 to 25% less than a same-size round diamond? Did you know that a GIA certified diamond is more sought after and more valuable than a diamond that got the very same grade from any other gem lab, like the EGL, USA, IGI, or AGS? Did you know that when a jeweler tells you the diamond you're looking for isn't in stock but he can get it for you, you could pay up to 30% more than you would for a similar diamond at a jeweler who actually owns the diamond and has it in stock? At Genesis Diamonds, you will learn the important facts from our non-commissioned diamond experts. Genesis Diamonds has one of the largest selections of GIA-certified diamonds in the country and has the best warranties and guarantees. See, at Genesis Diamonds, we have nothing to hide. That's why we teach you the inside secrets and show you how to buy like a jeweler buys. So before you pop the question, get the facts at Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds, where Louisville gets engaged. Shelbyville Road Plaza next to Trader Joe's.
Louisville basketball looks to stay hot tomorrow as the Cards take on Virginia. And for the most pre- and post-game coverage, keep it locked on ESPN Louisville. Pre-game coverage with Marcus Maben begins at 3 o'clock on ESPN 680 and 105.7. And then directly following the game, it's the U of L Health post-game show with Steve Rummage on all ESPN Louisville stations. We're the first place in town that will take your calls and hear live from Chris Mack. If it's Louisville basketball, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
The game is happening until it actually happens. So those are kind of the first four, items that kind of pop up when you talk about anxiety levels. Would you call that the good general feel and description of everybody, Steve?
Well, I mean, it's the good feel of me. I mean, because what you said there's right, because it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're a lower seed, you're usually worried about, okay, let's avoid this team, this team, this team. If you're a higher seed, you're still anxious because you're like, oh man, they're going to give us the best 2 seed or the best 3 seed, and and all this stuff. But it's like this year, man. It's there is more of a feel on my end, at least, and I don't know if I'm in the majority. That's just like, let's just see the brackets, man. Like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna kick my feet up on next Sunday, and I'm gonna say, hey man, like let's see who we got. I mean, and that's regardless if we go out and we get beat in the next 2 games or we win the ACC tournament. I still feel like I'm gonna say, well, all right, whoever we got, let's just play.
Okay, so here's the thing, Steve. The other day I gave this long, drawn out and passionate speech about why I want Illinois, right?
Okay.
Listen, the Kofi Coburn thing is just an awesome look. He's an imposing look. They've lost their fair share of games and things like that. But they're awesome team, and it just we built them up so much this season that it's kind of like that's one of those demons you just want to I just want to challenge it.
I think that's a personal demon for me and you too. It's like, I wouldn't mind seeing my team just like physically see my guy go up against that guy.
But I think we caused it to build up an extra life locally, because it's like
I don't disagree.
Yeah, because people finally they hear Marcus and Steve, it's to Illinois. But Illinois is not like number 1 in the country. It's like why these guys keep on talking, and then you see a couple of highlights. Now people are starting to lock into kind of tournaments. To what I think people are locking into college basketball. Fans right now are locking into college basketball. So now they're like,
I agree.
Oh, that's who they were talking about. That's the team, blah, 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 right? So they're hitting that point, right?
Right.
I watched, is it Andy Katz that does the Big Ten? Is he the big guy on Big Ten?
He's the Big Ten guy.
Okay. I watched Andy Katz do an interview. What's my guy's name? Michigan curly hair wing. He was wearing the net around, the conference championship net. You know who I'm talking about, Steve? Curly hair wing. Look. It seems like they got about 10 of them done it.
And play at which school?
At Michigan. Sorry, I don't think I made that clear. At Michigan.
Plays there now?
Yes.
Adrian Nunez?
No.
Livers.
Yep. That's exactly who it is. Isaiah Livers. So they're doing this little FaceTime, for thank you, Texter. They're doing this little FaceTime, one-on-one, and he's pumped. He's wearing the net around. He's like, people, listen, outside of Michigan, there wasn't a lot of people, that saw you winning the regular season championship and all that, right? And I'm just watching it, and I'm just watching the way, the energy is like all of a sudden Michigan is taking on its life of its own. Like they're the big time Big Ten stuff now. They won the regular season. And then, Steve, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was thinking about being up in Indianapolis. I was thinking about, of course, we get the Michigan who survived the plane crash and is like the hottest. You remember when we lost to Michigan, they weren't even supposed to be in the tournament, and then they made that late run.
They won the Big Ten.
Yeah, right.
They played their first game in practice jerseys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So because they survived the plane crash, went on this hell of a run, got into the NCAA tournament, and we got them the second game in Indianapolis. And I was like, you know what? Let me go beat Colorado and then get Michigan. Give me my chance to go get that one back. Give me my chance to do it with Mac.
Yeah, well, because we saw, already one Michigan, Juwan Howard Mac matchup, and Mac looked pretty superior in that one. So
we did beat him pretty good.
Yeah.
No, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna want the hottest Big Ten name. I'm gonna want whoever is getting the most love is who I'm gonna want, because we're having these conversations about conference superiority, and nobody can deal with the Big Ten and the Big 12, and I'm just ready to get to one of these Big Ten opponents, man.
I still listen.
You still want Illinois?
No, I still kind of hope it's Gonzaga. I just think when you go, I think one of Gonzaga's biggest issues when it comes to tournament time is when most seasons, including this year, after December, they don't play anybody that's a tournament team. And I just think when you go 2.5, 3 months playing inferior, and do you notice what happens? Have you looked at their scores more and more?
Oh, no, Steve.
Okay.
Oh, no. Stop what you're doing.
Okay.
We haven't talked about it.
Okay.
Brian, you haven't talked to me about this.
Oh, boy.
Steve, I can't believe we haven't talked about this.
Okay.
Speaking of inferior opponents, can you believe we haven't discussed that Gonzaga was the team Kentucky was supposed to play last week?
Oh, yeah. I did read a little something about that.
How in the, first of all,
How funny would that have been?
how in the world?
Well, I don't know that it would have been funny because I'm not so sure Kentucky wouldn't have beat them.
Listen, I was so proud of Mike Lindsay for saying, I think he said that this morning. He talked about, all of a sudden you got a shot at saving your whole college life by getting Gonzaga, right? With all your talent, which we've been saying the entire time, that talent can win you a game at any time against anybody. So what kind of strings would you have had to pull to set up a Gonzaga matchup in Kentucky in the final week of the season?
Yeah. Listen. That's what, but see, what? But that's my point. That's my point, though. That game would have scared me as a rival fan, Gonzaga coming into Kentucky, because when you look at Gonzaga,
I would have been cheering for Kentucky, though.
I don't know about all that.
I don't want Gonzaga going undefeated.
Well, they're not going to. Like, Gonzaga's not going to win the championship.
Are you sure,
man.
Steve?
Yes. Like, you go that's what I say. Okay, now imagine. Here's what happens. Gonzaga plays through that WCC. Play all the way through it. The scores are getting a little closer, because you kind of see if you watch them. Then they beat the 16 seed. Who do they got in the second round? Louisville with the ACC Player of the Year, and David Johnson's a top 20 pick, and and different guys like that.
So you're saying we could do the same thing Kentucky does, and we could
and it's like,
out there.
But it happens to Gonzaga all the time. That's my point. That's why I'm like, man, I don't know that me and Andy Sweeney agree on anything more than just the Gonzaga. Like, I hear him say that all the time, and I'm like, I agree. You never really buy into him, because I'm like, dude, you know how hard is it to go for 3 months playing just teams that can't beat you on their best night. And then in round 2, you catch, like I said, Louisville. Well, that's a little bit different there, homie. Like Louisville, a top 5 team in the ACC. With the possibly the ACC Player of the Year, like I said, with the top 20 pick in the backcourt, and it's like you could see that all day. I'm just saying, like, I put it this way, and maybe I might be.
They're inside games. Ugh,
they're really good.
I know.
They're really good.
I'll say that about all the top teams. So I'll end up saying that. I'll end up repeating the exact same thing.
Listen, Gonzaga's a better team than we are. I'm not saying that.
Right.
Like, I mean, they're a good team and with a great coach. And I mean, they've got something they usually don't have this year also, and that's a top 5 pick.
Right.
In Suggs. So I mean, I could argue myself down on that too and say, they got something they usually don't have also. So but I still, man, I just think it's hard to just go through a schedule and just play teams that, like I said, you're going to beat. And then you get all of a sudden you get into the second round, and who was it? I mean, we saw Gonzaga the one year, heck, the year we played Wichita State. Everybody thought it was going to be Gonzaga. It was going to be Louisville and Gonzaga in the championship. I think that might have been the year. I don't know if they had Olynyk or might have been. They might have had Olynyk, but it was just. Then they come out and second round, you catch a Wichita State team who's a good team.
And in hindsight, they had some
NBA
players.
guys.
Right.
Yeah,
in hindsight, they had some players.
Yeah, you got Fred VanVleet. You've got Anthony. You got the Baker. And it's like, and they beat them. Like, so I don't know, man. I'm just like, I'm not totally, if Louisville, put it this way, if Louisville got in that Gonzaga 8-9 seed, I just think I would be more confident than most. I just think it's hard to turn it back on. I don't know. I mean, am I making any sense with you there? Like, I mean, or does it matter? I think it would be hard for Gonzaga. Like I said, argue me down with Jalen Suggs. I'm fine with that. Like, say, yeah, but they got a top 5 guy this year, Steve. They never had that. Okay, all right, fair enough. I'll listen to that.
You know what? Every time we had these conversations, when we play good defense, man, we're good. When we play good defense, we're good.
Yes.
And we're actually, the word is stifling when we really play good defense. So I still would rather see those Big Teners, but I know what you're saying with the Gonzaga. Like, again, the same reason everybody never picks them, like, to really, everybody picks them to get upset. It's because, like, I don't know what you've been playing.
I just feel like every year we pray that we get put out west with Gonzaga. Do we not?
Yes.
Like, okay, so like what's changed? And this is kind of where I'm going back to what I was saying with the tournament this year, where the anxiety is just different this year. And I think a lot of it is because, I mean, the harsh truth is with Louisville too, whether you agree with it or not. And of course it makes me mad when I hear James and them talk about it, but it's like, you do kind of have a built-in excuse, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe there is part of me that just is like, well, whatever happens. I mean, season was screwed anyways. Like, okay. And I hate to do that. I feel like that's such a loser. Because I mean, our guys are still excellent players. Like, if they go out and get wasted, I shouldn't be like, well, it's okay. Like, no, it's not okay.
Yeah, we lost Malik.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's not okay. You're still really good players, man. Like, come on now. But I just, when I look at that and you talk about playing defense that way, I just think that, I mean, I don't know. I just think that with the numbers, man, I mean, look, okay. To add to my point here. Okay. I was texting with Andy. He said, since Gonzaga hit conference play, their average KenPom team is 150. That's my point. That's why I think they get beat every single year. I mean, can you imagine? You're just playing like, okay, we can talk about Louisville, but I mean, maybe not, the ACC being down. And Jerry Eves told you on Twitter it was down, so we shouldn't celebrate Carly Jones. But anyways, so, I'm sorry, but so
Coach, don't do that.
It's like, oh, okay. All right. Well, we just won't celebrate. Carly Jones.
We were talking about Carly Jones winning Player of the Year. Could you imagine if you were almost a Player of the Year and Coach Eve said the ACC's down, it's the worst year in history, so who cares about the Player of the Year? I would hunt him down. Say,
right.
Hey, we got to talk, Coach. Like,
yeah, like, come on, man. Like,
Coach, I know you were in the Metro. You know what I'm saying? And what if I took something away from you because they said the Metro was down? Like,
yeah, what if I was like, well, you didn't play in the Big East, so. Right? Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, Coach, don't do it.
Yeah, Coach, don't do the Cardinal crime like that.
But my point is, like, I mean, could Gonzaga withstand a whole year in the ACC?
Not undefeated. No,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, I mean, while they're playing KenPom 150, I mean, even if you say that our schedule isn't the world beaters or anything, that's fine. But I mean, we're playing teams a heck of a lot better than St. Mary and Pepperdine on a nightly basis.
And it would be easy to say we got the best coaches, or some of the top coaches in college basketball.
Oh, I don't even think it's a question. I mean, the ACC coaching wise, probably has. I mean, is definitely right there at the top. I think it probably is with the most Hall of Famers. I mean, I think you got 3 Hall of Famers.
Let me get to this phone line real quick before we get out of here. Plumber Chuck, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's going on? I just got out of a Lincoln's house here in Louisville for sports. Bob Dominic told me to tell y'all hey. And then second thing is, Steve, the last time we were in the tournament, we were matched up against Minnesota. We got beat. I don't want any part, even if we win the first round, I don't want no part of a number 1 in the second round. Are you going to agree with me or disagree on that?
Yeah.
Wait, Chuck, do you think okay, do you think we have a shot at a Final Four or a national championship?
This year?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so wouldn't you like to see your team against the best, opponent so you can learn going into next year about yourself?
I would rather play and get further in the tournament than, say, the second weekend. I would rather play more games than, 1 and done or 2 and done. Would you agree with me on that?
No, not if I could get the best team in the country. I don't. But listen, I know what you're saying, Chuck. I appreciate the call. I don't want to just win games against. I don't want to get good matchups and win games against not respected opponents. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to luck through something.
I think I'm Team Chuck on that one.
I feel you, but no, yeah, give me the monsters.
You're telling me you would rather get beat in the second round by a 1 seed than make an Elite 8?
Elite 8. I mean, okay, you said second weekend is the ceiling.
Well, okay, Sweet 16. You would rather just get beat than make a Sweet 16?
I would rather lose a heartbreaker in overtime to Illinois in the second round than make the Sweet 16 and lose to some Richmond or something who's making some deep run or something.
Well, sure, but I mean, now we're doing extremes. I mean, will you at least admit that?
Okay, put somebody else in beside Richmond.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather lose in overtime than get beat by 100.
And listen, don't get me wrong. That's the program developer in me wants to see my team against the monsters.
Listen, the fan. I get what you're saying
because here's the thing. I'll be obnoxious if we're on our way to the Sweet 16. So don't get me wrong. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the y'all get tired of me real quick if we're on our way to the Sweet 16. So I'm not gonna complain about it, right? But I want to put my team out there against some monsters. I want to see it. I want to see them. I want them to learn like how they got to grow.
I'll just take the easiest matchup and keep moving on. I don't know, man.
Like I said, I know what you're saying. The fan of me would enjoy it and move on and enjoy it.
Like if we're in a 7-10 game, you won't see a bigger fan of the 15 seed than Steve Rummage. If Louisville were to win, like if Louisville's at 7 or a 10 and they win that game, I will.
I might listen. This might be what is it called? Like studio muscles right now.
I mean, I get what you're saying, though. I mean, I do know what you're saying as far as, I've got more belief, but also, I mean, look, I won't say it, but just, I mean, also with the uncertainty, man, with Louisville, it's just like, dude, let's get as far as we can. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I will gladly play a 10, a 15, an 11, and a 16 and go to the Final Four.
sparkly and just white. It's just the purest diamond.
That's Mallory Irvin, Miss America runner-up and 3-time contestant on The Amazing Race, talking about her ring from Genesis Diamonds.
It's my favorite thing I've ever owned in my life, and probably my favorite thing I ever will own unless I get another ring from Genesis.
Mallory has a stunning GIA certified diamond in a setting that Genesis custom designed just for her.
It was a personalized experience, and they really went above and beyond to make what we wanted to work.
At Genesis, unique rings are our specialty.
What's really awesome about Genesis, I think a lot of girls look at other girls' rings a lot, and you don't want the same ring as the girl sitting beside on an airplane or something. It's really awesome because Genesis has the designers I feel that women want.
Names like Henry Dossi, Verragio, Tocori, and dozens more.
So you don't get that cookie cutter kind of chain store. My ring is beautiful, but it looks like everyone else's. You get an engagement ring that's one of a kind.
Genesis Diamonds, where Louisville gets engaged.
I highly recommend Genesis.
Shelbyville Road Plaza.
They're going to be our jewelers for life.
Brian Wiegand with Century Mortgage. Whether it's a new home or refinancing your current investment, consider Century Mortgage, a division of Bay Equity Home Loans, Kentuckiana's premier lender. At Century, you're meeting with people who live and work here and are invested in our community. Our commitment to personal local business drives us to deliver exceptional service to our clients and our community. With rates at historic lows, now is the time to visit CenturyMortgage.com. Century Mortgage is your trusted key to home ownership. Century Mortgage, we are here to get you home.
Century Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 76988.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville. WLCL Sellersburg University of Louisville. 93.9 Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Smash Zone Baseball, Louisville's premier baseball and softball training facility. Get your kids off the couch and into the game. SmashZoneBaseball.com. Last night, the number 2 seed Bellarmine Knights fell to the number 7 seed Stetson in the A-Sun tournament quarterfinals, 73-70. Dylan Penn led the way for the Knights with 19 points and 5 assists. And the Knights finished their first year in Division I basketball, as they are not eligible to qualify for any postseason play outside of the A-Sun tournament. Moving on to soccer news, Louisville City FC revealed their preseason schedule yesterday, as they will kick off a week from tomorrow against FC Cincinnati. And will end their 8-game slate, which includes several MLS teams, on April 16th against Pittsburgh. The top-seeded Louisville women's basketball team kicks off the ACC tournament today, as they'll take on Wake Forest at noon, and you can catch that on ACC Network Extra. And last but certainly not least, the Cards and the Cats will both finish up their regular season over the weekend, as the Cats will host South Carolina at Rupp tomorrow at noon on ESPN, and the Cards will host number 21 Virginia at the KFC Hum Center tomorrow as well. That game is set to tip off at 4 o'clock on ESPN2. Be sure to catch all our pregame coverage leading you all the way up to game time, and immediately following the game for the postgame show right here on 93.9 The Ville. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is Sports Center.
Hey Cards fans, Zach here from Great Flood Brewing with a friendly reminder that we have a number of carry-out options for you this season. Growlers for beer, bottled cocktails to go, and delicious food, as well as a heated patio, are all on offer at our Middletown restaurant. Growlers, cans, and a patio with heaters are available at our Highlands location. Please stop by. We'd love to say hello and can't wait to see you all soon. Call 502-208-0882 to reach your preferred location or follow us at Great Flood Beer, Great Flood Middletown on social media for updates. Thanks again.
Do you or a loved one require access to a quick and reliable option for COVID-19 testing due to possible exposure? If so, call 859-203-1460 to register for our testing site located at Jefferson Community College at 109 East Broadway. We offer free COVID testing with a non-invasive, pain-free, FDA-approved oral mouthwash through SV Diagnostics out of Dayton, Ohio. SV Diagnostics is a CLIA-certified lab that offers real-time PCR COVID testing with typical results being available by 48 hours. SV Diagnostics is a lab that does not require a prior appointment and accepts all requests, whether it is for medical or travel-related reasons. For travelers looking for a COVID testing, we offer a cash-based option with typical results received in 24 hours. Uninsured patients are billed through the CARES Act, part of the Federal Relief Fund passed by Congress in 2020. So come downtown to Jefferson Community College at 109 East Broadway and get your free mouthwash COVID test so you can get back to work or your loved ones.
Louisville City FC has a new home.
It's full time! Louisville wins a second consecutive cup!
And it's right here on ESPN Louisville.
Oh, it's brilliant! Cameron Lancaster with a peach of a goal!
That's right. ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville is where you can hear live play-by-play as Lou City goes for their third USL championship. For ticket and schedule information, visit loucity.com.
Sunday on ESPN Radio, the 2021 NBA All-Star Game.
LeBron James, are you kidding me? Luka Doncic just won it for the Mavericks. Home by the Greek Freak.
Team LeBron versus Team Durant. Plus, don't miss the AT&T Slam Dunk at halftime.
The place is here, the time is now. The top of the world and I can't come down.
The 2021 NBA All-Star Game.
Coverage begins Sunday at 6:30 on 93.9 The Ville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Thank you, Texter. So, people, if you believe that temperature control is one of the most valuable resources, as I do, then DFH Company is the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222, or you can even look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Ask about that Mitsubishi mini split that Marcus Maben always talks about for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or you can look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
And then after you get nice and comfortable, got some stuff for you to do this weekend, because UFC 259 is this weekend and is sure to be action-packed with 3 title fights taking place in one night. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, is putting you in the center of the action this weekend with the title fight with 100-1 odds on either fighter to land a punch during the title fight.
Just one punch?
Just one punch. That's all you need. Pick either main event fighter and land a punch this weekend at UFC's 259. And DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 100-to-1 odds. Just bet $1 on either fighter to land a punch, and if that happens, you'll cash $100. There's no better way to put your MMA knowledge to the test than to put your money where your mouth is with DraftKings Sportsbook. Don't worry if MMA isn't for you. DraftKings offers great odds on basketball and hockey and so much more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WLCL when you sign up for $1 to turn $100 if either main event fighter lands a punch on Saturday. Place your bet and watch the fist fly. That's code WLCL to turn $1 into $100 if either fighter lands a punch for a limited time. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older. Indiana only, new customers only, restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Also, thanks to George and the Bearnos team for dropping off some lunch to the ESPN Louisville studios. Thinking lunch or dinner? Bearnos has you covered tonight and this weekend. March is here. Watch the games and order Bearnos. All Bearnos now delivering alcohol, carry out, and delivery to your home. Support local. Yes, that good. Bearnos Pizza.
Enjoy that, guys.
So here's the thing, Steve. You tried not to bring it up.
Okay.
I understood why you try not to bring it up. Lord knows there's enough people to bring up this conversation. But it seemed to drive a wedge in between you and Coach Crum. It's finally it revealed your true colors.
Okay.
That you just want the easy route.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I think you rescued yourself by saying, yeah, not knowing what's around the corner, I'll cut you some slack, Steve, on the easy route. Right. Okay. But so there's a little conversation that happened between Drew Diener and Pat Forty. And I just want, like I said, it can be a quick conversation and we can move on to the selection mentality conversation, which I want to do right after this. Or you can kind of address this and, kind of tell me what you think. Brian, hit that sound.
The IARP has become such a complete disaster for the NCAA that I think they're going to have to just come to a reckoning and say, we have to speed it up or else we have completely lost all credibility. And there's plenty of people say that they lost credibility long ago. But, you create this IARP system and it has literally processed 0 cases. It's been in existence for like 18 months and it's processed 0 cases all the way through to completion. And it's cost them a ton of money. It's embarrassing. They've got their complex caseworkers out there just redoing what the investigators already did. From what I told, like the Kansas case, it's like, we're going to come back in and ask you all the same questions we already asked you. Okay, great. And that's going to delay things for 10 months or 9 or longer. I mean, so my feeling is if Mark Emmert is still in charge, God help him, God help all of us, I think that he has to put out an imperative after this NCAA tournament and just say, we've got to get all these cases done before this night. We can't be sitting here again at this point next year. So we got to get them all done. So we'll see if they can, appeals, drag things out. And the funny thing is, as somebody pointed out, like everybody wants these cases to go quickly unless you're involved in them. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. We need time for this. We need time for that. But if you're Louisville, I would think, let's just get it over with. My guess is, yes, they will have penalties by next year, but at this rate, it's pitiful.
Yeah, it's the punishment now. I mean, the length of time is as much of a punishment as anything else that has gone on here. I mean, to have this cloud over your head that long.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why, I'm a little bit, I don't know who requested the Louisville case go to the IARP, whether it was Louisville or whether it was the NCAA, but it would surprise me to a degree if it was Louisville, because again, all I'd heard from people is we just want to know what the deal is. Well, now you've just delayed knowing what the deal is by at least 6 months, maybe a year.
Okay. That was a good part of the conversation this morning. I was listening to him go back and forth and I was kind of, processing it. And I was thinking, okay, what Pat Forty just suggested you know, and maybe if I don't have a good translation, or if you heard something different, is he feels like the IARP is going to have to change the way they're doing their thing. You know, is going to have to change the way they're processing. Because I mean, probably a month ago, Steve, I was talking to you, and you were like, "Man, the way this IARP thing is looking, like if they have processed 0 cases, then we're not going to have we're not going to have a tournament ban by next year. If they're at 0 cases, like that's still going to be down the road." And I do have to have the uncomfortable conversation that when you keep on saying cloud and cloud and cloud, and every couple of months that goes by, it feels like less of a cloud. It's like maybe the cloud is just like kind of a media thing more now. I mean, of course, at the end of the day, you know, there's some people, but when you say cloud, the kids that you're really locked in with don't care about in the cloud. You might get okay, you remember there was one conversation where one of the mothers of one of the players were like, Louisville, oh no, I heard about them. You're not going there. Okay, you weren't going to get that anyway. Cloud and no cloud. Cloud was just an excuse for them to say no.
That was De'Aaron Fox.
Ouch. But you're getting my point. Like,
but that also had to do with the Katina Powell.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. But what I'm doing is just making the point that it's starting to, you know, you're starting to get the vibe that you're going to have to either entirely restructure the way you're divvying out punishment, which says that feels like a lot less than the cloud because we're not dealing with traditional rules anymore.
I think Louisville's going to have a good argument with how long they've waited. You know, and
do you think it will get sped up like Pat Forty suggested? Where they just start saying, hey, we got to get rules in by next year. We got to get discipline by next year.
I don't. I think he's right. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if it did, because outside of Malik Williams, next year's entire roster will be made up of freshmen and sophomores, eligibility-wise, because with this year not counting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you lose anybody off that team.
And guys that can win some games.
Yeah. If you missed next year's tournament, you know, I think you would keep that team together. I think you're going to keep that team together. I mean, outside of, you know, maybe a guy like Sam plays really well and plays his way into the draft after next year, which I hope he does for his sake. You know, and Malik obviously being a senior, but there's just nothing that suggests. I mean, how are they going to speed it up? Then they're really going to look stupid, because it's like, okay, if they start knocking down cases in a month, then Louisville's going to say, why have we been waiting for 3.5 years on this? Like, you know, like, what are we doing? If y'all could just, and now I understand the IARP is a little different than Louisville just put the IARP in, but Memphis been waiting a year. Like, I mean, you know, NC State's been waiting almost a year. Kansas has been waiting 6 months, you know. So I don't think they'll speed it up at all. But, you know, I mean, I agree with what he said to an extent with what he's saying with, I mean,
they look bad.
They look bad, but I don't agree with what he's saying when he says that people that don't want it sped up are the people involved. Because I think as a Louisville fan, you're really tired of dealing with this. And of course, you never, you know, as you start to look, and I really do think next year's team has potential to be very, very good.
Right.
You know, like definitely late second weekend good, you know. So, of course, when are you going to run into a team? I mean, I don't want to get to the point where we're like, well, let's just have a sucky team so that way we don't care. You know, it's like, so, I mean, any team that if they're going to take them out of the tournament is going to, at the University of Louisville, is probably going to be a good team. I mean, you know, like,
right.
I mean, you're probably not going to have too many just crappy teams where it's like, we don't even care. I mean, you know,
yeah, we're not going to have mass exodus teams where you just get, you know, just get over, where you just, your turnover just turns into like, oh no.
You're always going to have, I mean, outside of what, once every 12 years, you're going to have a tournament team. So it's like, okay, it's never going to be a good time to take a team out of the tournament, but I don't know. I don't think they'll speed it up. I don't.
You think a money crunch might hit them too?
I mean, it might, but
because the names you got to put on, like you're paying these people.
Yeah. I mean, and then and like I said,
You're paying them to investigate all this stuff over again.
Imagine being. You think we're stressing right now. Imagine being Oklahoma State right now, and it's not very often that I feel pity on another team. But now, obviously, at the end of the day, I'm not going to feel pity on them because I think they're going to play in the tournament. But they're sitting there right now. Do you know at any moment the NCAA can take them out of this year's tournament? They're a 4 seed.
They're a Nike school.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen, but I mean, but still, I mean, they're sitting there and it's like, they're just every day. Can you imagine being a fan? You're just checking Twitter. Like they got a shot, they got a Final Four shot. Can you imagine just checking Twitter every day? Just like, okay, did they answer the appeal today? Did they answer the appeal today? Like that's what you've got teams doing, man. Like the NCAA, shame on you. This team is sitting here every day going, I don't know, man, we might not even be in it. We're just kind of waiting, and if they don't answer us, it means we're in.
Or does that go back to maybe nobody cares like that?
Well, I don't think teams, I mean, I agree
the teams
with
aren't
you.
stressing it the same way that fans are.
I think people way overvalue like next year. If Louisville got a tournament ban for next year right now, media wise, you would immediately start to hear, and I get it, and it would be the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who else is going to leave? And then you know what would happen? Nobody would leave, or one guy
or somebody who wasn't going to play much anyway.
Somebody who was already going to leave would leave. And it's like, because it's like these guys are like, I mean, dude, we're playing the ACC. Like, do you think Carlik Jones wouldn't have got value out of this year if we couldn't play anymore after Saturday?
It wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, like would his value not be there? Damian Lee. I mean, you see what Damian Lee. I mean, yeah, we always like to go, oh, and we love Damian, but we always like to go, oh, Damian didn't, he didn't make the tournament. Yeah, Damian, because he came to Louisville and did what he did, he's in the league. I mean, there are other things.
Hold on, Steve. Let me get to the phone lines real quick. Logan, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's up, Marcus? What's going on, Steve?
Feeling good, man.
Hey, so just a few things. One, that extra capacity boost allowed me to actually get tickets to the game tomorrow. So me and the family and a buddy of mine, you can only buy in like groups of 4 for some reason. So I had to buy
awesome.
4 and find the extra person to go. But I seen we have 3 players on the senior night. Charles, Malik, and Carlik. There's a 4th guy. I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all know who I'm talking about. That I thought he would participate in senior night, even though he's not a senior. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Indeed.
Johnson.
DJ. I figured if he was leaving, he would be gone. I just wanted to get y'all's input on that. Y'all have a good weekend. Go Cards.
Oh, I appreciate the call.
It's almost been an unwritten policy. That an underclassman or somebody who didn't graduate doesn't, because senior night, like while it is awesome that you're good enough to go pro, and I'm not saying like I'm not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, oh, you should get the degree. No, if you can go to the NBA, go to the NBA. You can get your degree later.
Online.
But to me, senior night is
it's special.
Yeah, you got a degree, you graduated, I mean, it's just so I don't think. I mean, even Rick didn't even let
Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier, yeah, none of them. I mean, it's like nah. like
yeah, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I 100% am, because I mean, at that point, then you're just okay.
So let's start the rumor that David Johnson's coming back, because that's why he's not participating in senior night.
Y'all can have fun with that one, but look, Carlik, there may be a fraction of a chance. David, there is 0 chance. like if you want to see David play live, I would suggest picking up one of those tickets for Saturday.
If you want to see David for the last time,
is gone. Yeah, gone.
You wouldn't even let him come back, would you?
No. I mean, I would, but I mean, I'm a selfish jerk. Like, I'm like, risk injury. Come on back, man.
You wouldn't
be awesome.
You wouldn't do the Calipari. Hey, you're going to get out of here. Leave my locker room.
No, yeah, no. But yeah, no. David's gonna go. Carly, now you can make an argument. I don't think for me, I'm like maybe, but the fact that I can even put one up there for Carly is something. David, I don't even think I could put one up there. It's like, no, that dude's a top 20 pick. He's gone.
Yeah, I just think when Coach talks about chip on his shoulder and stuff like that, I just think Carly. When I look at his facial expression, he came here to prove he can play at this level. Every interview he talks about, I just want to prove that I already know I can play at this level. He proved he can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He did.
If that was your goal, like selfishly, that was his number one goal, and I don't mind him being selfish on that.
No, unless he just gets some kind of. But the only issue with Carlik is I mean, if Carlik being a grad guy, let's say he goes and he gets feedback and they're like, look, you're not going to get drafted. Do you think he's going to get drafted next year as a year older? I mean, is he going to have a better year? So it's like if Carlik comes back, it's just because, look, if Carlik Jones came back to Louisville, you guys better put him on a Mount Rushmore. Because it's literally because he loves y'all. And he just because there's no real benefit to him coming back.
My other scenario of Carlik Jones coming back. Godly, that's I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're gonna agree with me, Steve. You're gonna agree 100% with me.
Okay.
If Carlik's not going to the NBA. He'll get a shot, whatever. He'll get in the camps or however it goes. Even though post-COVID things are dicey, everything's dicey now, right? How much money can Carlik Jones make overseas versus as your player development, your guard player development guy at the University of Louisville? You come back next year, and then you coach max guards. As an assistant coach.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think there's benefit there. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like
sure.
the overseas market is low for 6'1" guards.
But again, that's just it's almost impossible without knowing what Carlik wants to do.
Right?
Because I mean,
I would love him. I would love him in there working out with my guards in 2 years.
Oh yeah. No. Listen. I'm with you. Yeah, I couldn't be more with you on that, man. I mean, yeah, I think that's. But that's just what he's gonna go get some feedback. Go get your feedback. Go see what the NBA says. I mean, and
yeah, I think he's in the mood to compete against them for a spot.
Yeah.
He's in the mood.
So that's where now on the flip side of that, I don't know why we went down this road. I will be surprised if Malik decides not to stay. I feel pretty comfortable.
He didn't play this year. He didn't play. He missed the whole year.
Yeah, I will be surprised if he decides not to stay. Yeah, but I do think it's fair to go ahead and put him through senior night.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't feel like he's exhausted. Like he feels like he's still going to be a senior next year.
Yeah. Charles, I think they'll probably mutually part ways there. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, I heard Mike Lindsay this morning and I totally agree with him, man. It's like Charles is better than what we were able to see this year. And maybe he feels like that this is the spot to do it at. But with that roster and with Cross coming in and different things, I think you'll see Charles go somewhere else and hopefully, and I'll be rooting heavily for him, because he had a bad run of luck this year. But still, I mean, we celebrate him. I mean, this has been a fun team, man. Louisville fans know. Look, when I said it early, I'm a diehard fan. And I watched 2 games of this team, and I said, this is going to be one of my favorite teams. And I still feel that way today on March 5th. It's been one of my favorite teams because they face adversity. And there's so many times we've watched them go to Duke and lose guys and still win. And people look at them and say, you're not going to beat a ranked Virginia team, a Virginia Tech team, and they find a way to win, and they beat Kentucky, and they won that Seton Hall game. And they, and it's just like, they're just so gritty. They're not the best team we've ever had at Louisville, but man, they're up there, probably top 10 in toughness.
And again, the reason I like development is because I like sports. I like to watch guys get better and play harder and fight through. Yeah, that's my favorite thing about sports. So I guess that by default, they were going to be one.
Tell in game 2, right? You could tell in game 2, you were like, this is going to be a fun team to watch develop.
Yeah. From half to half, you could watch them get better. You could watch them regress. You could watch them, figure out this is not going to work. This is going to work. So yeah. So like my natural enjoyment of the development process by default made this one of my favorite teams. I tell you what, we're going to talk about what the NCAA is going to be looking for when they seed, and not necessarily what they're looking for, but 2 options on their mentality when they select on Selection Sunday or before Selection Sunday. There's going to be 2 schools of thought. I want to know your opinion on them and the callers. Last commercial break, Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
UFC 259 is this weekend, and DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, is putting you in the center of the title fight. Pick either main event fighter to land a punch during this weekend's UFC 259 bout, and DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 100-to-1 odds. Just bet $1 on either fighter to land a punch, and if that happens, you will cash $100. Don't worry if MMA isn't for you. DraftKings Sportsbook offers great odds and promotions on basketball, hockey, and so much more. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WLCL when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if either main event fighter lands a punch on Saturday. That's code WLCL for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Indiana only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
When you are buying or selling a home, you have a ton of questions that need to be answered. Well, what if I could answer those questions with 3 simple words? Call Josh Jarbo. Josh specializes in residential real estate, getting buyers the home of their dreams and sellers top dollar for their home with the best negotiating skills in the industry. And if you tell him you heard about him right here, you'll receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. So contact Josh Jarbo today at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
Tired of eating the same homemade meals over and over again? Want to switch it up? Locally owned Delivery.com safely brings the restaurants to you. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, they'll bring it to you. Delivery.com delivers some of the finest restaurants in Metro Louisville. Miss going out to eat but still want to support your favorite restaurants? Delivery.com has got you covered. Use promo code ORDER NOW for $10 off your next order. Sit back, relax. Your meal's on its way. Delivery.com. We bring the restaurants to you.
We are right in the heart of winter, and if you're not sure your heating system is ready for the final stretch of these cold months, it may be time to call who we call at the station DFH Company. Heating and cooling has been their family business since 1935. Buy a complete train system and receive a free UV light which cleanses the airflow throughout your duct system, plus 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions, subject to credit approval.
Whether you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a new baby, or just because, a gift of fine jewelry from Shane Company will make any moment more special and memorable. With the largest selection of styles in every price range, finding a meaningful gift will be easy. We have all the classics, as well as new styles for spring, unique necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and rings made with hand-picked natural stones. You can also customize a gemstone pendant just for her. Choose her birthstone or a gemstone in a color she loves. We have vibrant rubies, sapphires in over a dozen colors, and a range of popular gemstones, always natural and ethically sourced. With our superior craftsmanship, your gift will be made with heirloom quality that's guaranteed for life. Best of all, it'll remind her of you. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Injured in a car accident? Visit SueDistractedDriver.com.
Love the new car smell but think the car shopping process stinks? Check out OneRequest.com. Hi, this is Eric Westfall. OneRequest has come to Louisville to make car shopping easy. We have over 5 million new and used listings. And with OneRequest, you don't share your personal information with sellers until you want to, which means you control your car shopping experience. We even have a concierge service for those who want the VIP treatment. Experience car shopping made easy. Request your car today at OneRequest.com.
OneRequest is not responsible for what you do with all the time you save.
It's March Madness, so join me, Luke Whitehead, on Tuesday, March 16th at 7 p.m. for the official Louisville Alumni Bracket Breakdown, benefiting the Cardinals Can Scholarship Fund. I'll be joined by U of L greats Daryl Griffith, Becky Burke, Peyton Siva, Sarah Hammond, Marcus Maben, and more, with appearances from Vince Tyree, Angel McCautry, and Hall of Fame coach Denny Crum. We'll break down the brackets and preview U of L's path to the Final Four. Register for this virtual event at LouisvilleAlumni.org/bracket breakdown, and go Cards.
Looking for a big diamond? Genesis Diamonds introduces our Elite Collection. These are large, rare diamonds in the top 1% of the world.
I'm just talking to myself, dude.
Carat up to 10 carat precious diamonds.
And here singing.
Appreciate quality. Genesis owners travel worldwide, tapping a vast network of diamond cutters, carefully hand-selecting each of these remarkable diamonds. We invite you to view this premium collection of GIA-certified diamonds, rounds, cushion cuts, emerald cuts, even fancy colored diamonds, in size and quality never before seen here. And to showcase these exquisite stones, only Genesis has the finest handcrafted rings from all the world-class designers. If this is the year you're upgrading her original diamond, or you just want to go big for the first time, no need to travel to New York or Los Angeles or Antwerp. Genesis Diamonds' elite collection of large precious diamonds is here in Louisville. Genesis Diamonds, where Louisville gets engaged. Shelbyville Road Plaza.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Give you just a little quick nugget.
Absolutely.
Would you like to know who's officiating the game tomorrow?
The Virginia Louisville game. Don't do that to me, Steve.
Tony Henderson, AJ Desai, and Teddy Valentine.
Listen, when you said those
little TV Teddy for your head on a Saturday at 4 o'clock.
Oh, listen, hold on. We may have.
Do you want to know who's calling the game?
Who is calling the game?
Dan Dockich.
Dan Dockich is calling the game.
Is calling the game.
Hold on, Steve. We are doing some quick impromptu producing. Do you have 5 minutes?
Do I?
No, not you.
Oh,
Steve, you're gonna have to hang on a second, okay?
Okay.
We got a walk in.
We have an impromptu walk in.
Oh, have at it.
My guy from just since the beginning of time. Jonathan Israel joining us. Like I said, he's taking care of business. I had to flag you in down because Coach Crum Scholarship Foundation, Coach Crum dedication event. Give us a kind of an update on how
He had
it
a
went.
big day. A big day. His 84th birthday. Started off with the dedication of the new residence hall. That was very exciting for him. I think you ran the press conference live where you heard he got a little choked up over that. I've never seen the coach like that. So he was very excited.
He was really
about
choked
that.
up?
Yes, he was. You know, he's getting older and he had the stroke and so forth. So he might have lost a train of thought, but he was choked up at the same time.
Right.
So yeah, it was a special moment for him with his family there and so forth. So that was good. Then we had the potato soup lunch. Thank you guys for really, getting people out to the event. It was
How
a
was
great
that
event.
virtually? Like I ended up, halfway going and doing some other stuff and getting tied up. I didn't make it out.
We had some of the former players came out. Coach Crum was there, of course. People wanted to come out and say happy birthday to him.
Mm-hmm.
People had the opportunity to go online and make donations as well. And so during this time, it was different. We knew the numbers would be slightly down, but we actually raised more money than we did last year.
Virtually.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, people came in and grabbed their soup. We had a grab and go soup, and people stayed and talked. And, some people were in violation of social distancing. So we had to kick them outside to let them do that. Everybody loves, seeing each other again for the first time.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I knew I just stole you for a couple of minutes. I know everybody wanted an update on how things went. Okay. Well, people who missed it or maybe missed the show, didn't have a chance to donate. Let everybody know one more time with the text line and your email.
Sure. If you go on to the email link, the website link is 2020coachcrum.givesmart.com, or they can email me directly at jonathan.israel@louisville.edu. I will say it again, 2020coachcrum.givesmart.com.
I butchered that on the show. If you were listening to me yesterday or on Coach's birthday, I butchered that. Or they can reach you at
jonathan.israel@louisville.edu. Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate you.
Listen, I appreciate it. Get on out of here. Like I said, I know you're busy.
Right,
that was Jonathan Israel.
Thank you all.
Man, I love you, man.
Nice studio.
It's good to see you again, man. We haven't seen each other in a while. We got to get a drink, man. Yeah, it was real soon. And I do mean that. Oh, that was Jonathan Israel kind of joining us on an impromptu.
That was a good way to end the week right there.
That was a great way to end the week right there.
I mean, he wasn't even coming for us. He just happened. Hey, the window benefited us today.
Yes. Listen, I'm going to start snatching people off the street all day long.
See, the thing was we've been talking about how the window's kind of been a blessing and a curse for us this past week with some of the stuff we saw. This is the blessing. We would not have even known Jonathan Israel was right next door. We were back in our old studio.
And here's the thing. I feel so bad because he's out here really taking care of business, and he knows he couldn't tell me no to get on.
Yeah, you could tell he was kind of like, hey, he just wanted to wave and go, but we're like, no, come in, man. Come in, man.
Listen,
Just 5-10 minutes.
He was in no position to be talking on the radio. But listen, I knew he would be able to give us an update. I knew that was important. And again, people who support, he's been running that. He's been the man behind the scenes of that foundation for years. Since
He's the man behind Denny Crum.
Oh my God, Brian, did you ever hear the story about how we were all? I'm sitting here and I'm complimenting Jonathan and I'm calling him evil simultaneously. You want to know what he did, Brian?
What do you do?
I came to this school alongside Travis Best.
Man, that's a name I haven't heard in forever.
Travis Best, Hodge Turner.
Remember him?
I don't know if David actually made it to the uniform ceremony part of it, right?
Who?
David Schrag.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Yeah, he
definitely remember Hodge, man. I miss Hodge.
Okay, so imagine this. Marcus Maben, Hodge Turner, and Travis Best. Jonathan Israel told us we got to get measured, right?
Okay.
This is that guy who just walked out of this studio told Hodge Turner, Marcus Maben, and Travis Best, we got to get measured. And when I say measured, I mean measured, head to toe.
So they had there was no skimping on the, well, Marcus is 6'4", but we're going to list him at 6'6".
Listen, no, Brian, maybe you're missing my point. Jock strap size.
Oh,
short size.
Gotcha.
Everything size.
Oh.
He said, Jonathan looked at us and said, like, grow up. Like, we tailor everybody. Perfect fit, like, but here's the thing. Now you're at Louisville, like, you start to notice, like, everything is top dollar. It's top notch, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't so far-fetched that you really got to just measure us.
It makes sense because they want to make you look good. And so, and you're going to get all of this apparel from Adidas. So, we want to make sure you get the right size.
He told us to go behind the curtain and all get naked.
Welcome to Louisville.
Ryan.
Oh, don't do that.
We were look, I made the size gesture. We were this close, Brian, to actually doing it.
I mean, when you're talking about getting naked, this is not the gesture you should be giving
listen,
me, all right?
we were like, listen, we were looking at each other like, hold on, man, this something don't feel right. So Jonathan, and with the straightest face, he's like,
is he screwing with us?
Yeah, no, that's what we're kind of like.
Is he playing a prank on us? Welcome to Louisville.
Right.
We're the freshmen coming
right,
in.
Right. But he's just looking at us like, dude, like, just go behind there, take off your clothes. We're gonna come in there, we're gonna measure everything. And you know what I'm saying? Listen, we gotta make sure you have a fitting jock strap. And but I mean, he was just saying, oh, your shirt has to be, this length over your knees. And like he literally had like almost like a played out routine, you know what I'm saying? And
it wasn't his first rodeo.
Listen, if he would have opened them curtains and had 3 freshmen sitting there, butt skimpy naked, would that not have been the most embarrassing story to own for the rest of our lives?
Oh, yeah, pretty much. He's like, all right, shower time, guys. Let's go.
Listen, if we actually would have went behind that curtain, he would have probably got everybody on the team to come into the training room and just like, y'all got to see this. Like, y'all got to see how.
Come check out the freshmen.
Yeah. Come see how
these guys really got naked.
Yeah. Come look and see how stupid these freshmen are right now. And again, you asked Hodge one day, you asked Travis. We were kind of like I said, just the way they said it. It was like, dude, this is what we do. This is Louisville. We got to get, And I was like, this is what I was saying. I kept saying, I said, dude, just give me all the Alvin stuff. I was like, just look, I literally said that. Listen, just give me Alvin stuff. Like, I don't want to go through all this.
Marcus in the back of his head is like, maybe Louisville wasn't the place for me.
That would have been the worst prank to fall for in history. And I'm just like, look, I don't want to go through this. Look, and again, listen, later on, you get extremely comfortable being naked, you know what I'm saying? But not fresh coming out of high. You just not like later on, you start like you press for time, and these, the media comes into the locker room. You're like, I don't got time to be hiding and skimping over here. You know what I'm saying? I got the club. We got to get out of here. We won.
I got things to do.
I got
me.
All right. I got
to be.
I got stuff to do right now. So anyway, but freshman, that almost happened. It was just the funny. So then, look, and here's what's funny too. That's the guy who made me realize the managers, they run the team.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody sees these players snatching the towels from the managers and snatching the drinks and throwing, stuff is like that.
Behind the scenes people.
That's awesome. If you don't respect the managers, Brian, little by it's death by 1,000 paper cuts.
They can kind of pick at you
God.
gradually and affect. They can affect you and you don't even realize
they can ruin your life. Look, I need new shoes. Nah, your shoes ain't your shoes still fine.
No, you're good.
Yeah. Look, I need a new pair of socks. No.
No, you remember that comment you made to me last week?
No.
You got a couple weeks before you can get a new
they
pair.
don't even bring it back up. They just say, no, look, I can't sign this off, Marcus. Because they have to turn, like every couple of days when you turn in your shoes, they say, I got to sign for these, that these are wore down. And they won't sign off on your shoes. They won't sign off on new socks, new headbands, wristbands. They won't sign off for any of it, right? Now we're on the flight. We got 4 exit rows. You will be the very last seat of the plane, it doesn't recline.
Yeah, it's against the wall.
You will be against that wall in the tightest seat on the plane. Arthritis, your knees hurting.
Not to mention you got some 6'10" basketball players trying to sit next to you.
Yes, like if you disrespect the managers on your team, I mean, they give you the list of like, okay, you might get the accessible room if you're cool, you know what I'm saying? Just look, accessible room guy always got a bigger shower, always got some, extra
The
stuff.
managers are kind of an extension of the head coach.
Oh,
they kind of
100.
are the bridge between the players and the coach. So they're the ones getting coach's message to the players and then kind of checking on you guys and sending the message back to coach.
That's why Rick always like took care of his managers to an insane level. Because like I said, they could, and I watched them I watched them squeeze the screws on some players before. just find a way to squeeze. Okay, well, we lost Steve on that one because Steve thought Jonathan was going to be in here
Know the foe, though.
longer. Oh, we do have Know the Foe. I want to make this point before I get out of here, or before we hit the Know the Foe. Yes, truthfully speaking, the women do play at 12 o'clock, which is actually why I wanted to get out of here a couple minutes early. But I teased the subject real quick. Selection committee. I heard Drew and Pat Forty talk about it. It was kind of the idea that, is it going to be computer generated stats, or is it going to be the human element that goes into the selection? And both sides, like both cases, made a good argument. I believe it was Pat Forty who said, if they use the net, you can hide behind just some mathematical numbers. You can justify it, okay, this is just how we put a formula in. This is what spit out the formula. Now we just move around the people who can't, conference opponents, and let's just do it like that, right? So that was a point.
I feel like that's what we've gone to with the net. We've gone to a computer.
See, that's one perspective on it, right? And I thought about it, and I don't know if the numbers would really be the benefit us the right way, right? I thought about it though. We won't go into conspiracy theories, but let's just use the NBA for an example. If there was a conspiracy that the NBA wanted the right teams in the championship, the stuff Donovan's talking about, in professional sports, you got Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, you got the Dodgers last year in baseball, you got the Lakers in basketball. Like, you've gotten your dream champions for the most part. I won't say dream, to maximize profit. Now, you missed the tournament last year. You would have the opportunity to hand pick, hand place, because we have numbers that can justify anybody. We have wins and losses you can justify. Listen, you can take the 30-point losses and you can do whatever you want with Louisville.
Well, I think the net is also going to be tough this year just based off
amount of games.
Everybody playing different amount of games.
Yes, that's my point. So now, if you're putting together a tournament, this is the year where I bring some matchup people in here. Like, we want Gonzaga on the ropes early. We want to sneak Duke in as a play-in game and see if we can get that team in here. We can really manipulate this tournament to get the ultimate benefit out of matchups. We can get Kansas, 9 o'clock game, Kansas versus, Louisville. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can literally make Kansas and Louisville to 8-9.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching that. We could talk about that. Everybody's watching it. It's good, good discussion. We can talk crap about both of them. We talk FBI, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we can literally.
Like if Kentucky were in the tournament, they'd try to pair Louisville and Kentucky together.
Joking, but not joking.
No, I'm being serious.
Right. Okay. Yeah. 100%. This is the year you can cheat for matchups and get away with it. So right. So if I'm like thinking about it, I'm like, maybe this is not the year you go a bunch of numbers.
No, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I think. You can't just completely do away with the net, but I like your idea of let's let the net situate it out and then let's kind of like reevaluate.
Yeah, we can
kind of move some stuff.
Yeah,
around.
we can maneuver any teams that we want. We can put, if Iona was in the tournament, we can put Little Rick against Big Rick. Like, we can do anything this year.
If there was a year that the eye test was more of a factor,
if you want to
this year, in the sense that Louisville's going to come in with probably playing 5-6 less games than some of the opponents that they're going to be facing. So yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. Plus you got to factor in some teams who have losses maybe they came after a COVID pause. Like we have two really bad losses, 30-point, 40-point losses, but both of them came right after a COVID thing. Net won't factor that in, but the human eye would.
Yep. No, that's a fact. So, yeah, I want just to kind of throw that thought out there, something to think about. Maybe when we get Steve back in here Monday, I'll revisit that conversation a little bit.
We might have to cut the Foe just a little short.
Okay. But
we'll get the majority of it.
Good thing. Fire away then.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Can you feel the tension